Morning everyone, I am in sunny California. That's Home Depot. Just had to go and buy myself a new litter picking stick. So I've just bought it. I'll tell you more about it en route. I'm just going to sort of head over the road and I'm going to start a litter pick local to where I am, and I'll tell you more about it then. Meet you over the road. Good morning everyone. So the home base where I've just been, Home Depot, is just behind me. That is the 10 freeway heading towards Los Angeles. I am in Covina, California. This is a trip down memory lane for me because all my videos so far in the US have been about 40 miles away in Huntington Beach where George was staying, but he's no longer there. So there's a fine old Denny's there. This was the Denny's I told Mrs. O about before we got married. I said moving to the UK you're not going to get this sort of weather. I said you're going to get a lot of different weather. So I'm going to just go and clean local today everyone. I'm going to go along the freeway here all the way down to the end and then round the block and finish at Mrs. O's old house, to which her sister lives in. So thank you for joining me. I'll tell you about it all en route. Let's get on with it because I've been promised a nice lunch today. It's 10:30 in the morning, so let's get to work. Just walking down the edge of the road here. Gonna walk down to the next junction where basically the DMV is, the Department of Motor Vehicles. So then it's about a mile and a bit, I would say, what I'm gonna walk. I know it's a lot messier further down. The reason I do know that is I walked the dogs earlier, and down at the other end of this road it is quite messy. So what I'm planning to do is clean it up, and then I'm walking with my back to the traffic. So my plan is to clean it up and then just leave the bags, and then I'll get my sister-in-law to call the city and just say that trash truck was here. So giving it a clean up. I've got my brother-in-law's. They didn't have a high-vis. I didn't even think to buy one in Home Depot back there either. All I bought was this litter picking stick, but I didn't think to buy one. What a wally, what a plonker. Anyway, never mind, just be careful. I've got my brother-in-law's orange t-shirt that he bought from Hawaii on. I'll try and pull it into the shot a bit. Look, there it is, look. It's quite bright. I feel like those guys in that film Pulp Fiction, after they have to go and change their clothes after they accidentally shoot someone in the back of the car, and they wear them ridiculous outfits. That's how I feel today, wearing a ridiculous outfit. So I've already had a bag split on me as well. The very first bag I done split on me because they're absolutely shocking. Absolutely shocking. I'm just going to stop and show you something, then I'm going to carry on with a litter pick. So as I said, Mrs. O lived up here when we got married. We used to come here a lot, but not so much over the last 20 years. Although we are staying here at the moment with her sister. But that is the Courtyard Marriott Hotel. The Marriott. I'm going to move a bit. The very top window, that arch window at the top, on the top floor, that's where we had our wedding reception, in this building. And that's where we stayed, was that very top window in the arch room. Then afterwards we walked home in our wedding gear down this road, me and Mrs. O, about 9 o'clock in the morning. We walked along this road. This wall wasn't here then. You could see it only came as high as this here. This top bit wasn't here. You could see the motorway, and people were tooting us while we was in our wedding outfit still. That's all we had to wear. She was in her wedding dress, and we walked the short walk home. There we go. So this really is a trip down memory lane for me. So I arrived over yesterday, which was the 8th of January. Today is the 9th of January. It's lovely at the moment. It's about 65 Fahrenheit, which in new money is about 18 Celsius, more or less, give or take. So as you saw me buy this litter picking stick, I'll use it for this trip. I might keep it as a backup, and then tomorrow we're looking at some properties. Is that gettable or not? No, it's completely melted into the road. It's become one with the road. So yeah, we're going to look at some areas and some properties tomorrow. By the time you see this trip will be over. It'll be long over. And I'll try and put it out though I'll try and put it out in March or something, all being well. I just don't want to put it in. I've got fantastic February coming up, and I know I've got about 13 videos, so I don't want to put in any more. Although I could, maybe put it right in at the end of February for an extra one. We'll see. In the meantime, I'm just going to keep litter picking. Got no real subjects to speak about today. So, although I do have some stuff on my pad which I could use up, so I might just do that when I come back to you. Let me get a little bit further down the road. I'm getting close to getting my first bag. Come that far so far, about 250 yards, so nice healthy total in the meantime. And I'll catch you a little bit further down the road. Right everyone, I've dropped my first bag. Just realised I didn't bring my phone. The reason I didn't bring it is I can't make any calls on it, because the price of it is like £1.9 a minute if I call anyone. And I haven't got no internet either, so I can't call anyone on WhatsApp or anything because I haven't got no internet. The provider I'm with in the UK doesn't provide a... Does in Europe. If I go to Europe, I get something called home from home calls. So it's like if I was in France, I can just use the phone like I could in the UK. But over here, In old Uncle Sam, I don't have that luxury, so I haven't brought it, which is a shame, because I wanted to take some pictures and report them to the council back in England. Say, Dave, I've got some bags here to pick up, mate. Quickly filling bag too, actually. It's not taking me long. I think it does thin out for a little while as I come up to this turning here, and then it gets busy again as I get down towards the end. There's a couple of bits on the edge of the road down there. I know they're there because I kicked them there earlier when I was walking the two dogs. There's like a water bottle. Right, that's better. I've got a little picture up here. I think I once on my videos done a series of pictures where I compared cities around the world and sizes and whatnot. And I might have some to come on other videos which I've already pre-made. But anyway, nevertheless, I've got a little picture here that shows New York State. So this is the state of New York against the United Kingdom for size. You got to remember, a lot of the states on the eastern side of the US are quite small. As you move further over, they get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So this is New York State, superimposed over the UK. This stick is crap. I mean, it's the best bit of crap they have here, but ultimately it's crap. It's like, my stick is like driving around in a Rolls-Royce Phantom, and then all of a sudden I've been put in a 1965 flipping Ford Anglia. Do you know what I think I'm going to do? Pick this up, pick up what's over the road. I can dig it out of the bloody vine. Oh, a pissy one! Pissy one! Love a pissy one. There's a couple of bits over the road if I don't get killed to death. And I think I'll just dump this on the corner here real quick. This is what I kicked into the thingy earlier when I was walking my sister-in-law's two little dogs. This sort of squashed water bottle, look. Oh dear. I'll tell you what, let's call that one a day for the moment, because it's heavy enough. That's 2 bags then. I've walked about 400 odd yards, maybe. No, a bit more, 500 yards. I've walked just from, if you can, I'll move the camera, if you can see the orange sign in the distance, about 500 yards. If I was playing golf, that'd certainly be a par 5, so I've done that so far, but it thins out for a bit and then it gets busy as I get down to the corner down that way. You see that car in the distance coming up, it sort of gets, it's quite thinned out until then, and then it gets a bit busier, so I'll probably catch you down there in a minute. Bag 2 done. Barry, just had Barry go past. Right everyone, that's bag 3. I've walked to the end of the road. So this is called Cameron and meets here with Garvey. So what I'm going to do is just do this section, which will probably be about a bag, but it shouldn't take that long because it's all confined to one little area. So what I'm going to do in the meantime, whilst I'm litter picking, is just put some things up about Cadbury's chocolate factory. I've got some 4 or 5 little snippets that I've nicked off the internet that explains all about Cadbury's. Oh, that's messy up there. Let's get up there. So they're going to go out on the screen at the moment. Oh, that's heavy. And it explains all about how Cadbury's was founded and by who. Just something to read whilst I'm litter picking. A little bit of information to read about. Right, that's better. Is there a car coming? Yeah, there is. Thought I saw it. I'll just let these cars pass. I'm going to go over the road. It's a bit grubby there. As I said, this is what I saw a little bit earlier when I walked the dogs. It's not too bad, but it's just grubby. So what I'm used to, it's not a lot. Actually, it was funny coming in on the freeway yesterday from LAX airport. Little baby George picked us up. Some of the freeways, the 105 freeway was filthy. Even Mrs. O said, she said, it never used to be like this. I said, it's happening all over the world, dear. This is why litter pickers, volunteers such as us, I goes, are going out mob-handed to help out all their local authorities, wherever you are. US, UK, Netherlands, France, Italy, Canada. Oh, there's sandbags. I'll leave them sandbags because they're quite heavy. Let's just get this little bit. I won't go too far up here. Haven't got the bags for it. Let's get that. Get you. And we'll get you little bits as well. That's good. So yeah, I'll put these things about Cadbury's up. But yeah, Mrs. O was, she was like, I'd never remember it being like this. I said, well, you probably look for it a bit more now as well. I'm sure it's got worse, like the UK, I goes. I said, it's got much worse, as we know. What used to go down in a week now goes down in a day. 7 times worse. But nevertheless, I said, I'm sure it's the same in these areas in the US. You know, I'm sure it's got worse. So she was a little bit shocked. One of them was really bad. It sort of was comparable with some of the slip roads I've seen in the UK where they've been absolutely filthy. I'll do the end of the M4. I haven't done it for a while with Umi's group, but I do the end of the M4 at junction 3, and that is often filthy. Like the one as well at the Denham slip road, which I have done on a few videos myself. Absolutely filthy. So they were sort of on a comparable par with that, which is, yeah, surprising. I know when I was out in Florida a few years ago looking at flight schools for George, we met someone from the highway and he sort of says, yeah, we do it sort of once a month, we go and clean it all. He said, but because we do it every month, it sort of keeps on top of it. But again, a lot going out of the bindo, as I like to call it, the bindo. So yeah, the facts I'm putting up at the moment about Cadbury's are just something that tells the story of the founder and all that. There's the chocolate factory, not Charlie and the chocolate factory, but Cadbury and the chocolate factory. And I know full well round the corner when I do get there, there's probably another bag's worth just leading up to the road, and then it thins right out near the end. Once I leave the next bit, shall I call it, there's probably only going to be a bag going all the way back to home. But this is my 4th bag so far, so we're getting a total Certainly grubbier than what it is 40 miles away at Huntingdon Beach. Certainly been grubbier than that. Right, that's good. Let's just do that real quick. Let's cross over and then I can dump this bag with the other bag. Shame I forgot my phone, really, because it would have been nice to have taken some pictures and sent them to the council back in Hillingdon. Said, left some bags for your lads to pick up. Just get over there and pick them up, do as you're told. I did actually do that when I done that New York video on Super September. I did actually take some pictures for Dave at the council. I said, Dave, I've cleaned the 59th Street Bridge in New York. I goes, so just to let you know, there's 6 bags to pick up. He's like, right, Gerard, I'll be over there tomorrow. Send the lads over. that was good. A good laugh helps you live longer, trust me. It helps you live longer. So I was 59 earlier in the week. I know I put it up, went to the cinema with the family. We saw Marty Supreme down at Staines, because I'm putting my film reviews up now separately, because my videos are so sort of far behind. I thought if I put the film reviews up, they'll be out of date before I've even put them up. There you go, that's better. I'll just sort of pan around. So I've just walked up there, crossed over, walked around here, crossed over. I dropped bag 4 with bag 3, and then what I'm going to do is just walk up to the light and then turn, if this lamppost ain't in the way, and then I know there's at least another bag's worth up there, so let's leave them there, put on a fresh bag. Hopefully all the Cadbury facts have popped up by now, but if I've got more to use, and I think I'll flash them up as we go. They need to come off the computer, they've been on it for too long, so I'll catch you around the corner. Right everyone, so that's the bit I've just done. You might just see the bags there that the 2 I've just left. So we're just, the DMV's just at the next junction up the road there. So I'm going to walk up this bit because I know there is a little bit there. Certainly a bag's worth, if not a bit more, as I get further up. Because as I said, about an hour and a half ago, I gave the dogs a little walk along here. My sister-in-law's dog. So I used to do a lot of running around here actually when I first got married, and I'd spend a lot of time over here. We used to come over before we had the children, and obviously I was, come on, get off. I was still training relatively hard, although even by then I'd passed my best, but I could still run 10k in, I don't know, 33 minutes I suppose. I could still run it in about 33 minutes. So I used to do a lot of 10k runs around here. I had a little 10k run that used to go up over the railway line and then up to where Mrs. O's shop was when she lived here, and then I used to sort of double back on myself. Bit of a pain in the arse getting stopped by the lights, because over here you can get stopped by the lights for 3 or 4 minutes if they change, but I just had to learn to live with it at the time. I've found better routes since. Right, this is what I was talking about. You see in here, I'll put that in carefully. I had the very first bag split before I started filming. Luckily none have split up until no more have split up until now, which is good. I do have about 3 more on me. I don't think I'll need more than about 2. This is probably going to be a 6 bag litter pick. That's all right, that's not bad. It's got me out of the house, as I said. Mrs. O said, how long will you be? I said, I don't know, you daft brush. I goes, be back when I'm back. I ain't got nothing to do today. I've got absolutely bugger all to do today. I was listening to Tony Blackburn earlier. I downloaded a bit of stuff for the plane, then I realised I brought the wrong headphones, so I couldn't play it. Like a wally. Oh, I didn't see that earlier. Nothing else. So yeah, I couldn't play the music I downloaded to listen to on the plane. I couldn't play because I had the wrong headphones, and then I ended up watching some Liam Neeson film. I think it was called Absolution. I think it was called. I don't know how old it is. I'll try and check it whilst I edit the video. But as I do the litter pick, before I do the editing, I've no idea. I don't think it was that long ago though, because he looks older in it. He doesn't look like a young Liam Neeson. He looks like an older Liam Neeson. Plays basically a guy who's realised he's got some sort of brain injury from all the knocks he's taken in fights and whatnot. I think he's like a debt collector for a thug. I think is the best way to put it. It's not a film review, by the way. It's not a film review. But he's like a debt collector for a thug, and he goes into the hospital and they say, like, you've got like less than 2 years. And I think he tries to get in contact with his daughter, who he is estranged with. It was all right, actually. It was something to watch. Then I started watching something called... Go on, Barry. Go on, Barry. Go on, Barry. You want to do it. Go on, Barry. I know you want to do it. You blithering fool. I'll tell you what. Let me change this bag real quick. Let me change the bags. That's getting heavy, and my faith in these bags are virtually none. I don't know why I'm leaving them with the London Borough of Hillingdon sign facing out, as if the London Borough of Hillingdon crews are going to pick them up. That's bag 5, by the way. There's not a cat in hell's chance, is there? But it's just a natural thing to do. Leave it with the LBH sticking out, just so the drivers can see it. Oh, it's a bit over the road. I'll go and get that as well in a sec. Quickly. Let me just put a bag on everyone, and I'll come back to you. Just cross the road real quick, just to get this bit of crap I've seen, and as I've done it, I found even more. It's often the way. It's often the way. So let's just give it a little tidy up. I'm here now, so as I said, I've got... Oh, it's really grubby over here. I've got nothing to rush back for. Mrs. O told me before we were going out, before I went out, she said, we're having a roast dinner on Sunday. So I was like, yeah, okay. And then next weekend I'm going to Dallas on Monday to go and look at some places in Texas. On Sunday I'm going to look at some places in California. And then on Monday evening, me and Mrs. O are flying to Dallas for 3 days to look at some places in Texas, just purely for the fact that they're half the price in Texas. For like $500,000 you get a significant bit of property. Right, that's better. God, that's really filled the bag. Let's cross while I've got the opportunity. Looks like I'll be dropping this bag with that one by the time I've finished. And then I'm going to go up. George's take me up to LAX airport next week. When I was there last time with him, I said that not only do we like watching the planes land, which we do for several hours, but we also, I'm going to do a litter pick, because last time I was there it was filthy, absolutely filthy. So I said to George, do you mind waiting while I do the litter pick? He's like, no Dad, I'll do it, of course. He said there's a Subway down the road, a Subway being the food chain I'm talking about. He said we'll get a 12-inch sandwich or something. I was like, yeah, okay, lovely jubbly. So that video will come out probably in the summer. I'll put that one out. I know there's another canal special I've got to make when I get home, which will also come out in the summer. It don't matter if I tell you. I know this video will go out before it. I'm planning to make a 3-part canal special, walking back from either Uxbridge all the way home, or maybe getting the train to Slough. There is a little bit of a logistical problem with it though. Spoke to one of the ladies from Ealing litter pickers, Kathy, and she said there's only one problem, Gerard. She said the Canal and Rivers Trust are not very good at getting the bags prompt. She said so it might they might be sitting there a while. So I'll have a think. I'll see which one's better to do. But I will be doing at least a 2-part canal special in the next couple of months, and then I'll release it in the summer. Good to litter pick in the winter actually at home. You can get into places because all the growth dies back, so you can get into places that you can't normally get into. Right, that's another bag, and this huge piece of, well, not that huge, but a bit of carb debris. So what I'm going to do is just drop that with these. So that's 6 bags so far and a bit of debris. Not bad. Probably one more to come as I make my way round the streets. So I've just turned left again. You can see the mountains in the distance over there. It's a lovely day. It's a beautiful day. So I said, years ago when I used to run up here, I'd run in that direction for a couple of miles and then just sort of do it. It's just a giant sort of rectangle basically. So you can just see the freeway again as behind that pink lorry, as I now start to make my way up Pacific. Now I saw this earlier. Go on, Barry! Oh, I do love a Barry. How heavy? Oh, it's light. That's all right. It will fill the bag. What I'm going to try and do is I'm going to turn left again in a sec and I'll go back to the residential streets, and it's probably about 500 meters all the way back to bag 2, which I'll walk past the end of the street I'm staying. If you look at the thumbnail picture, that's the house where I'm staying. Titled it Little House on the Prairie, but that's filled up the bag, that is. That's the house where I'm staying. So that was Mrs. O's house when we got married with her sister, but her sister just took it on, and obviously that was a long time ago, a long time ago. A lot of water have gone under the bridge since then. So I'm just going to turn left here. There'll be some bits on the residential street, little bits. As I said, I'll walk right to the end and I'll stop the video there, sum up, and we'll see what we get between now and then. But it's going to slow down significantly, but it all adds up. It all adds up. That's a rare sight. There's a return thing in place in the US on cans and whatnot, so you don't tend to get too many of them. The litter I've got today is just probably built up over time. It's probably not litter picked very often, and it's probably just built up over time. So I mean, I'm just getting snippets now. But basically, I came across the top of the road and I've sort of walked in a sort of triangle shape. But I've only got 300 yards to go to the finish. I might get some snippets to fill this 7th bag. I might just swap arms a minute. Put me new tongs to good use. These are my USA tongs until I move all my stuff over here. So yeah, you'll probably see them on another video, as I said, in the summer, up at LAX airport. Right, let's just keep going. We're not winning, we've won. I'd say we've won. We're not winning, we've won. But there's just little tiny bits now, which I'll get as I make my way back up. This is the street I'm staying in. I'll show you real quick. This is the street I'm staying in. This is the street I'm staying in. So, but I'll finish the video back up the road here because I want to just put this bag with bag 2, so they're not here, there and everywhere. At least the majority of them are then on that road. Right everyone, that's bag 7 to go with bag 2. So in a nutshell, I started up there, I walked all the way down to the corner, cleaned up around the corner, went round the top, and then I've come back into this street and come all the way down. So a sort of Y shape ultimately. So I'll sum up here as it's nice with the mountains in the distance. So just want to say thank you everyone for watching. As I said, I'll juggle my videos round a bit, and I will put this in early March, I think, and then just juggle them around a bit. So thanks very much for watching. Let's stand out of the way so I don't get killed to death. Gonna go and have a nice cup of tea now. That'll be nice. I could do with a nice cup of tea. I've brought about 250 tea bags with me for my 12 days. Hopefully that should be enough. Gonna play some golf tomorrow, and as you can see, this is winter in California, so this is going to be the new me soon, the new trash trek videos as well at some point. But yes, this is a winter's day in California. As I said, it's January the 9th. Look at it, it's lovely. It's 67 Fahrenheit at the moment. It's just absolutely beautiful. I'm walking around in the t-shirt and I'm warm. So, but anyway, listen, thank you very, very much for watching. I'm going to go and get a nice cup of tea and a little bit of cake, I think. I deserve a bit of cake. And I will, using that as a backdrop, catch you on the next one.